After shocking the world and stealing game one, the Knicks look to steal game two tonight against the Boston Celtics. And one change that we've seen and will continue to see is how the Knicks are changing the way they're playing the Celtics defensively. And OG Anunoby is spearheading that change and causing nightmares for Boston. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are changing their defensive schemes against Boston. The Knicks take on the Boston Celtics tonight in TD Arena. I'm sorry, I cannot call it the Garden. For me, there is only one Garden, and that's MSG. If the Knicks are going to steal game two against the Celtics tonight, they're going to need to find that same defense that we saw in the second half of game one. And they're going to need to play that defense for 48 minutes. We all saw it. New York is changing what they're doing against the Celtics. And PJ Tucker, the veteran, when he was speaking to the media recently, he confirmed these defensive changes that the Knicks are making. Let's hear exactly what he had to say. Shout out to James L. Edwards of The Athletic for giving us this following information. Recently, he interviewed PJ Tucker and spoke to him about the Knicks defense and what changes that he's seeing. And according to Tucker, he said the following: they all talked to me, but they didn't talk to each other in real time to get stops, have help, to be on the same page on offense, read each other. We needed to do those things instead of putting our hands up and looking at each other. It's changed. That's PJ Tucker and what he's seen from the Knicks and how they've changed defensively, especially in this series against the Boston Celtics. So shout out to PJ Tucker and credit to him for staying real and keeping it 100 and giving us a completely honest answer here. But as you can see, the image on the right there with Mikal Bridges snatching the ball from Jaylen Brown, the credit for defense and all of these defensive changes needs to go definitely to head coach Tom Thibodeau and his adjustments, but also to the Knicks wings, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges. You want to know the changes the Knicks made defensively in the second half of game one, specifically with about 5 minutes to go in that third quarter, and then closing it out going into the fourth quarter? It was the way the Knicks wings were playing the Boston Celtics shooters. The Boston Celtics have a very good dribble drive game. They dribble inside, they drive, they either take contact or they penetrate and then they find the shooter. That's what they were doing. But what the Knicks did defensively, the change they made is every time they kicked it out to a shooter, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, or OG Anunoby would rush to that shooter like a madman, like somebody possessed. They would put a body in front of that shooter and they would not give them a clean look. And honestly, shooting an open shot versus shooting a shot with somebody coming toward you, somebody driving past you, or somebody with a hand in your face, it is always going to be a more difficult shot. I know what the stats say. The stats say that a lot of the Boston Celtics shots were open, and I watched that game. Some of their shots, especially in the first half, they were open shots. But in that second half, in that third quarter specifically, where they were putting up all those threes, I think they took 20 shots in that third quarter, and they put up 19 threes. The reason they were putting up a lot of those threes is because of the Knicks defense. They were shutting them down inside, and every time they were trying to drive inside and kick it out to a shooter, the Knicks were throwing a wing defender at them, and they were making it difficult for them, making them make a more difficult shot, so those three-pointers weren't going in as easily, and that was the difference. And as I just mentioned, Who was the one spearheading that change when nobody thought we were in that game? We were down 20 in game one. It was OG Anunoby. He was a nightmare for every player he was guarding. And don't take my word for it. The stats back this up as well, too. Before we get back to today's show, I want to give a special thanks to today's sponsor, MyBookie. The NBA playoffs have officially begun. Whether you're cheering for the Knicks or you're watching any other series going on, MyBookie helps you score big on every three-pointer, every monster slam, and every buzzer beater. Place bets live as the action unfolds. And if you're feeling confident, MyBookie's quick cash out option lets you lock in your winnings early. If you're new to MyBookie, use promo code MM50 to instantly boost your first deposit. Deposit $50, get an extra $25 back. Deposit $100, get an extra $50 back. And when the playoffs are completed, MyBookie's casino gives you even more opportunities to win with slots, blackjack, roulette, and more. It never stops. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. And now, let's get back to the show. Shout out to Steve Popper with Newsday for giving us the following information. According to him, OG Anunoby was a demon defensively, not just when guarding Jayson Tatum. The Celtics numbers with OG Anunoby as the primary defender are something ... Let me finish that for him. Something unbelievable, shocking, incredible. Just look at this. Look at each and every single player when they're guarded by OG Anunoby. Look at them. Jayson Tatum, look at what he did. 16.7% field goal shooting when OG Anunoby is his primary defender. Al Horford is at 50%, even though he was only guarded by OG for about 2 minutes. Derek White did nothing, basically. Nothing. Are you starting to see a trend? The trend is OG Anunoby is a monster defensively and offensively. That last game, he was not only spearheading the change defensively, he was hitting big shots. He was faking. He was driving, taking contact, dunking, going to the basket. He was doing everything New York needed him to do to help the Knicks get back into the game. He was a game changer in each and every way imaginable. We don't win game one without our wings. We definitely do not win game one without OG Anunoby. Monster, demon, absolute beast. And he was helping New York in every single way. And no one on the Celtics wanted anything to do with him. Defensively, they knew OG Anunoby on them, nightmare. Offensively, when he's running after stealing the ball, you might as well just stay back. Because if you go after him, you're just going to foul him. So why do it anyways? OG Anunoby has been a game changer for New York. And without a doubt, it's impossible. You cannot ignore his impact on the game on both ends. Anunoby for the Knicks, like we needed a reminder about it, is a game changer. The Knicks are a different team when Anunoby is not on the floor. That's why Tom Thibodeau has to play him so many minutes. We need him because when he's in the game, Boston doesn't know what to do. They can't handle that man. They can't handle OG Anunoby. They do not have an answer for OG Anunoby. And in clutch time, no one has an answer for Jalen Brunson. The Knicks and their chemistry is starting to come together. Slowly, but it's still starting to come together. And at the perfect time in the postseason. And that's exactly when you need it. keep doubting us. Keep doubting the Knicks. Keep it New York versus everyone. We love that energy. And we're going to take this energy, all of the defensive changes that the Knicks are making, and all of the nightmare assignments that OG Anunoby is going to be tasked with tonight. And we are going to go back and do what they think we can't do. Do what everybody is doubting us from doing again. Winning again. New York will steal game 2. It will be 2-0. We will be going back to MSG with smiles on our faces because we know even though the job is not done, it doesn't mean the Knicks didn't do exactly what they needed to do, what they had to do, what they wanted to do. Steal home court, steal these games, and send a message in the process. The regular season doesn't matter. The postseason matters. What we're doing right now matters. And what the Knicks have proven each and every time in the fourth quarter. If the game is close, anything can happen. Like New York stealing game 1. And if they do that again tonight, we're going to be talking about the Knicks stealing game 2. But what about you guys? What do you think about PJ Tucker confirming that the Knicks are making defensive changes in this series against the Boston Celtics? And clearly, those changes are having an effect, a positive effect. They're working. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.